You probably don't remember your first cup of instant coffee. Years later, the setting changed. You have great variety of choices. You can have machine coffee, a cup of coffee from a famous chain like Starbucks, a cozy one from any nearby cafeteria, etc. And yet, there's still an instant coffee sachet still sits by your side, a quiet witness to all the versions of you that came and went. Have you ever stopped, mid-stir, and wondered what's really behind those tiny granules? How is instant coffee made? Today, we'll trace that story, from farm to factory to your cup, right here on Secrets of Simple Things. Before we dive in, take a second. So hit subscribe, pour yourself another cup, and let's discover the surprising truth behind instant coffee, right here on Secrets of Simple Things. Like every cup of coffee, instant coffee starts its life on a farm, under the hot sun of Brazil, Vietnam, Ethiopia, or Colombia. The two main species of beans are Arabica and Robusta. Arabica is the smooth talker, gentle, aromatic, a little bit refined. Robusta, the fighter, bold, bitter, and packing almost twice the caffeine. Instant coffee manufacturers often choose Robusta. Why? Because it's stronger, cheaper, and its flavor holds up through industrial processing. It's the coffee equivalent of a dependable workhorse. Not fancy, but it never lets you down. Once ripe, the cherries are harvested, by hand on small farms or by machines on massive estates, then stripped of their fruit, washed, and sun-dried. But beans destined for instant coffee follow a slightly different path. They're roasted darker to enhance solubility and intensify the flavor. A deep, smoky roast ensures that even after dehydration, what's left behind still tastes unmistakably like coffee. In a factory, giant roasting drums spin slowly, heating beans to 200,230 degrees Celsius. Inside, a tiny universe unfolds. Sugars caramelize, oils escape. Molecules rearrange into hundreds of aroma compounds, that familiar scent that can wake you before your alarm clock does. The longer the roast, the darker and more bitter the flavor. When the beans turn a rich chestnut brown and release their first fragrant crackle, they're ready. They're then cooled quickly and ground into a coarse powder, the base for what will soon become billions of instant coffees around the world. Here's where instant coffee parts ways with your regular brew. Instead of stopping at grinding, the factory brews the coffee again, but on a massive scale. Imagine a coffee maker the size of a swimming pool. That's essentially what happens. Thousands of liters of coffee are brewed under high pressure and precise temperature control. The ideal range is 80 to 90 degrees Celsius. Too hot, and the flavor turns harsh and bitter. Too cool, and the extraction falls flat. Every variable is measured, timed, and tuned for one goal: to extract every drop of flavor and caffeine possible. The result? A rich, concentrated coffee essence, thick, dark, and aromatic. But how do you turn that liquid gold into the tiny crystals you find in your jar? That's where the real magic begins. Before instant coffee filled office desks and soldiers' canteens, it began with a single idea, one born at the crossroads of chemistry and curiosity. The first person to invent instant coffee was Satoru Kato, a Japanese chemist working in Chicago in 1901. Kato had already developed a method for making instant tea and applied the same process to coffee. He presented his discovery at the Pan American Exposition in Buffalo, New York, a world fair celebrating modern innovation. His coffee powder could dissolve quickly in water, producing a drink that was revolutionary for its time. But Kato's invention didn't take off right away. The flavor wasn't perfect, and people weren't ready to trade the ritual of brewing for a spoonful of science. A few years later, in 1910, an Englishman named George Constant Lewis Washington, a chemist living in Guatemala, noticed dried coffee residue on the edge of his silver pot. Inspired, He refined Kato's concept and created the first commercially successful instant coffee brand, Red E-Coffee. Then came the global breakthrough. In 1938, Nestlé introduced Nescafé, a formula developed with the Brazilian government to preserve surplus coffee beans. Their process used spray drying and better flavor retention, turning instant coffee from a curiosity into a worldwide staple, especially during World War II, when soldiers needed caffeine that was quick, light, and portable. Turning liquid into powder may sound simple, but it's an elegant process that balances chemistry, airflow, and temperature. There are two main methods: spray drying and freeze drying. Spray drying, the speed demon. In spray drying, the concentrated coffee is pumped into a tall chamber. Jets of hot air, around 200 degrees Celsius, 392 degrees Fahrenheit, swirl inside as the liquid is sprayed into a fine mist. Each droplet dries almost instantly mid-air, falling as a soft brown powder. It's fast and cost-efficient, perfect for large-scale production. But it comes at a price. Some of coffee's more delicate aromas get lost in the heat. Still, this method gives us the smooth, dissolvable granules that make morning routines possible in seconds. Freeze drying, the flavor keeper. Freeze drying is the premium path, slower, colder, and more flavorful. First, the brewed coffee is frozen at 40 degrees Celsius into solid slabs. These are shattered into tiny pieces, then placed inside a vacuum chamber. Under low pressure, the ice sublimates. It turns directly from solid to vapor without melting. What's left behind? Chunky, crystalline coffee granules that retain more of the bean's aroma and taste. If your instant coffee has bigger, shiny crystals, it's freeze-dried. If it looks like fine powder, it's spray-dried. Each method tells a story of time versus taste, efficiency or elegance. Once the drying is done, the coffee is sealed away from air and moisture, its two greatest enemies. Granules are measured precisely, then packed into airtight jars, tins, or sachets, ready to survive years on a supermarket shelf. Instant coffee's biggest strength is its longevity. While freshly ground coffee fades within weeks, instant coffee can last for years, still flavorful, still aromatic. Manufacturers sometimes add back a touch of natural coffee oils or aromas, recaptured during the brewing process. It's like returning a missing note to a melody, restoring what heat and time have taken away. Let's talk about the bias that instant coffee often faces. Instant coffee doesn't always get the respect it deserves. Coffee purists might call it the fast food of caffeine. But the truth is more nuanced. Instant coffee is fast, convenient, affordable, and often the first taste of coffee for millions of people worldwide. No machines, no filters, no mess, just add water. From office desks to hotel rooms, mountain treks to military rations, instant coffee has fueled our mornings, our workdays, and even our wars. During World War II, it became a soldier's comfort, easy to pack and quick to brew, and it's never really left us. Today, even astronauts aboard the International Space Station sip rehydrated coffee crystals floating in zero-gravity pouches. Instant coffee can't quite match the rich complexity of a fresh espresso, but modern technology has narrowed the gap dramatically. Freeze-drying preserves the subtle chocolate, nutty, or floral notes we associate with Arabica beans. Meanwhile, advanced flavor capture techniques reintroduce volatile compounds lost during drying. The result? Some premium instant coffees today can rival barista-made brews. Brands like Voila, Sudden Coffee, and Starbucks Via have reinvented the instant cup, a fusion of craft and convenience. Instant coffee isn't just a beverage, it's a story of human ingenuity. It's the tale of how we've learned to bottle comfort, speed, and ritual into a single scoop. From farms under the equatorial sun to gleaming factories of stainless steel, every granule carries a journey of farmers, engineers, chemists, and yes, sleepy morning drinkers who depend on it. Coffee, whether instant or freshly ground, is about connection to ourselves, to others, to the moment. That's the hidden warmth behind every mug, the future in a jar. As technology improves, instant coffee is evolving too. Sustainability drives new methods, recyclable packaging, fair trade sourcing, and low-energy drying systems. Some brands are experimenting with instant cold brew, microcrystals that dissolve perfectly in cold water, keeping the freshness of slow-steeped coffee. So maybe the future of coffee isn't about choosing between instant and artisan, but about blending both worlds, speed and soul. When you next stir your cup and watch those tiny crystals disappear, remember, it's not magic, it's chemistry, craftsmanship, and culture condensed into seconds. Each granule once lived as a cherry on a faraway branch. It felt the rain, the heat, the human hands that picked it. It traveled through fire, steam, pressure, and frost, all to reach your kitchen counter. So when that aroma rises and your morning begins to clear, take a second to notice it. This humble cup holds the story of the world, soil, science, and a hint of sweetness. From Cato's first lab experiment to Washington's first commercial blend, and then Nestle's world-changing breakthrough, instant coffee evolved from chemistry to culture. A story brewed in persistence, practicality, and a little caffeine-fueled genius. And if you've ever watched a scene in a film, a detective sipping from a paper cup at midnight, a writer staring at a blank page beside a steaming mug, or a soldier taking one quiet moment before dawn, you've seen what instant coffee really represents. The pause that keeps the world moving. When you twist open that humble jar, remember what's inside. Decades of invention, the hum of distant factories, the steady hands of farmers who turned red cherries into brown gold. Instant coffee isn't just fast, it's the miracle of making time wait for you. Maybe that's why we keep coming back to it. Not just for caffeine, but for comfort, for routine, for the small, steady warmth that makes chaos feel human again. Because sometimes, the simplest things remind us that life doesn't need to be complicated to be beautiful. So whether you swear by the slow drip or trust your little jar of magic powder, remember, every cup has its own story, every sip a trace of someone's craft. If you enjoyed cracking the stories behind the fascinating processes like producing instant coffee, stay tuned, hit like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow. More and more simple things as myths are waiting. Thanks for watching, and see you later.